What's up, guys? It's Sebastian, Todd. I just got knocked out in top 16 at the remote YCS. So I'm just gonna give you guys my profile. Just before we get started, just a couple of shout outs. First of all, shout outs to everyone who let me borrow cards. So Nick, Borders, and of course my team, Midwest Gaming. Shout outs to everybody who helped me test for the event, helped me make the list. So WAF, especially Herman Hansen, who put me on some of the cards when I get into it. And then also to Nick Ortiz, who helped me test for Top Cut, and Los Bozos. So let's hop right into the list. You'll see I played Brigade Zodiac. So I decided to play this deck because felt like very consistent, and when Herman told me about the zoo cards, I was playing Rescue Cat at the start, but I felt like Rescue Cat was just really bad going second. Even though like in a vacuum it's probably better because it connects your engine. Like the Zodiac's like third blade doesn't do anything on its own turn one, right? But in practice they're just so good going second, and they just won me so many games going second. So I really enjoyed the deck. I finished 10-1 in Swiss, and I think 8th for Swiss. So let's hop right into the list. So I think this is probably like the standardized package. This list plays Desires, so I think if you're playing Desires and Rescue Cat, that you can make an argument for 3 Karas. Also Prosperity, you can try playing 2 of these, but I feel like this is like pretty much solved. There's another thing to like point out, like a lot of this kind of looks like standard, but like you should remember that this was like 3 weeks ago, so like the meta kind of like shifted to where like for this event no one was playing the Zodiac cards, and like the standardized build for this event was the Rescue Cat and Prosperity, and like the decks that everyone was focusing on were Brigade and Strikers. So that's just something to keep in mind when you're looking at this list. And then the Zodiacs was just Rapier and 2 Blades. I think like the biggest complaint I got was like, oh, third blade doesn't really do anything turn one. But like the Zodiacs don't really do anything turn one. That was the biggest complaint. But they're so strong going second. Like it just won me so many games. Like versus Virtual World, Pranks, just in a simplified game state where just Zeus just like carries you. So I was really happy I played these cards. Just won me a bunch of matches that after the match my opponent will show me like Phantasme, Meister, Bell, or it's just blanks all the hand traps. And then for the hand traps, 3 Ash, play Gamma, and 2 Bell. 3 impermanents. I think after these 9, like which like it's like a really wide open meta. Like after these 9, I think the drop off for hand traps like is really like drastic. Like after these 9, it's like Bell, Meister, Veiler, and they're all like ass in some matchups. But I think like my friend Bowden didn't want to play Gamma for these in these slots, and they played like you'll see like Nevin and Herman who worked on the deck list. They played Phantaz, Veilers, and the Bells instead of the Gammas. But I felt like Gamma was just so good for the Pranks matchup versus VW. It was just so good going second. But I don't know. It won me a couple of games, but honestly, I don't know if this is correct moving forward because it's so bad going first. And I don't even play Rescue Cat, but I don't know. I think it was fine. Same thing with Impermanence. Impermanence is also good. Bell was probably like one of the worst cards in my deck. This card was really bad throughout the weekend. It was mainly for the Prank Kids matchup and Sky Strikers. And like it consistently like does something versus every matchup, but it was honestly really bad. Like versus the mirror match, it's almost never good unless you like pair it with a hand trap to like stop them from getting to Apollo. So in the future, you probably I wouldn't play this going forward. If I do, just move to the side. And 3 Desires, I think this is better than Prosperity, because this deck like Fairjeet, Bearbrum, it doesn't like actually give you like more cards. It just like filters your hand. So I think Card Economy is like just the +1 is worth playing the card. Because like originally the original build that I was sold on was the Prosperity to search like Anti-Spell and Imperial Order, but I feel like just a card that always forces Ash and that always just gives you a +1 is like worth it. I did lose like maybe like 1 or 2 matches because I banished like Both my Karases or like the variance resist was really bad, but I think overall it was worth it. Just the +1. This card was super good. I'd definitely play in the future. 3 Tenki, Call by Barrage. I think that's pretty standard. And then I played 3 Revolts. I played Desires, and I felt like this card was really good to just always see 1. It kind of sucks going second, but like if you just get hand trapped like 2 times and you're able to set Revolt, I think it's super good. Also with the Zodiac cards, it always fills your graveyard with enough Beast Warriors to trigger it, so I feel like that was really good. But you can Zeus them and then set Revolt, so it connects you to your Brigade engine, so I like that a lot. And then 2 Strike and Order. My friends Herman and Nevin played Shared Ride over the Strikes, but I felt like Strike was just really good going first. Good versus VW, really good versus Prank Kids. Like if they open Poly 2 Kids and if you have Strike, then they probably won't be able to win that game. And it was good, like help push through like Bells on Revolt, access code. So I feel like this was really good trap. I don't know, maybe you play Veilers over this in the future, but we'll have to see. I think it was fine for this event though. Also good against like Sky Strikers, because that was like a biggest concern, was like, oh, the Sky Striker matchup for Brigade isn't really like that good, but I played 2 and I felt like it was fine. So yeah, it's 40 cards onto the extra deck. Played Omirage, 2 Ferjit. I think 2 is mandatory because you need the second one for the turn 3. 1 for your turn 1 and then 1 for the turn 3 to kill them. Rugal, Bearbrum, played 2 Shrigs. I think you had to make some space for the Zodiac cards, so I think 2 is fine. I missed the 3rd. Apollo, Ancient Guardian, this guy, Doom Eagle, access code, and then the 4 Zodiacs and the Zeus. Honestly, this was like MVP. This won me so many games. Not even just like drawing Barrage, but just like Zeusing my opponent and then setting like back rows. Because like there were so many times when my opponents like the Zeus weren't standard, so they would let Tenki go. You search a Zodiac and then it's just game over. Or like they'll put their I had one solid opponent just put all of his guys in defense mode, and even though he would like impermed my board bow, I was able to just like pack him to his defense position guy and still Zeus. People just weren't expecting this and won me a lot of games because it was definitely just a deck building advantage. And then for the side deck, I played 3 Nibiru. My friend Herman like didn't really want to play this because it just Salad's like not really that popular. I played 2 in Swiss and I drew once versus them, but like it's good versus pranks as well. I did not play any pranks. I only played 1 VW in Swiss. I just played a bunch of Tri-Brigade, and this is just really bad versus Tri-Brigade. But I think it was just fine because there's just like this just beats every rogue combo deck. Every like there's PK and Top Cut. There was Dragon Link. Like I feel like it was fine for the event, and yeah, it won me a couple games, but I don't know if it's needed going forward. Then 2 Skullmeister. This is another card for the Prankin matchup. I know it's kind of weird. I played 2, but I played 2 Drolls as well. I know it's kind of weird. I played 2. This definitely just should have been Sucker Readers. For this event, Dragoon obviously wasn't standard yet. That wasn't popular until after the YCS, but I felt like Droll was good because it had overlap versus like Shadalls and stuff. But moving forward, I definitely play Sucker Readers over this. Same thing with Skullmeister. Like I know it's good versus Prank Kids, but I feel like you just didn't really need it for Prank Kids to still win. Yeah, I don't know. Meister was like just an HF for Drytron, but I don't think it was needed. Then the 3rd Bell. My only loss was to Shadalls. So I don't know. Bell was okay because like it's like I said, it's consistently good versus it consistently does something in theory, but it's either just like super good or super bad versus the mirror match. So that's why I just played the 3rd. 3 Cosmic. Another mistake I made. This definitely should have been Twin Twister. In theory, it was like it's good versus like VW. It's good like grinding back and forth. It hits place against Prank Kids as well going first. Stop your Appaloosa. but this definitely should have just been Twin Twister because it's just better against prank kids, better against like backer decks. Like these are the only like 4 backer cards I played, and I lost to a backer row deck in top 16, so definitely just should have been Twin Twister. And then 3 Solemn Judgments. As you can see, I didn't play Anti-Spell. I didn't think Anti-Spell was very good because everyone was just like switching to Cosmics and Twins to be Anti-Spell, so it never really resolved versus Shy Strikers. So I feel like this is better because it like still beats all the cards that like beat your engine. So like Tactics, Droplets, Lightning Storm just beats all of them, and also can just overlap versus the engine, like hitting a normal summon or like hitting a summon as well. So I was really a big fan of Judgment. It was just good every time. It's almost impossible to lose with it. And yeah, that's the list. Thank you.